Well, good morning, everyone. Happy week 6. I hope you are doing well, and I hope you are really considering developing character and ethics in education. And I hope the assignments are bringing you new knowledge that you can take back to your classroom. You've just finished up the framework assignment, and I have to tell you that is absolutely one of my favorite assignments and something that I use on a regular basis. It's great to look at it at the beginning of the year. It's to assess and reflect on things that have happened in the classroom mid-year and end of the year. And it really gives you time to slow down and think about how you want to handle a situation, or handle a situation differently. And there's a couple things that I've learned over time, but also learned from getting my doctoral in leadership and doing these types of things, but more personal in my life. And that is that, slowing down, slowing down and taking a moment and really looking and reflecting and not acting out of ego, um, not acting when we're, triggered by something somebody says, taking a step back and considering, help me understand what you're trying to say right now. Let me take a moment, let me take a beat. And I'm not sure I'm understanding you. Can you help me to understand you? In education, a lot of times we say, can you unpack that for me? Which my husband always laughs about. But it's hard. This is hard work, and it's important work, especially right now, post pandemic. It's hard work, but it's really important work that you find ways to meet people where they're at, your students, their parents, staff, support staff, administration, teachers, colleagues. Um, as a leader, you can't just go in and boss people around and boss things around and expect it to work. It just doesn't. You have to find a way to manage, and you have to find a way. Good leaders find a way to step back and look at things and then move forward from there. And part of that is about learning how to regulate your emotions, your feelings. Um, Not always, expecting that you're right about everything. And when I teach, and those of you that have had me before, you know that I'll write very personal stories to you in the private comments and Canvas about what I've gone through, and I always share in my videos as well. I am not perfect. None of us are. And considering character and ethics, considering everyone's character and ethics, and how we're going to meet all of our clientele, and find a way to build a better united classroom is not easy. It's not easy to regulate. I often, with my high school students, will share stories with them, age appropriate stories with them about times when I was really great at regulating an emotion, but I will also tell them times about when I wasn't so great about regulating an emotion. And, I think about it often with my husband. My husband grew up in a very quiet, calm family. I grew up in a very hothead, wild, passionate family. And so I have to work on it incredibly hard at times. We all do. And even being in coursework, looking at something, reflecting on input, and acting instead of being reactionary, being reflective instead of being oh. I saw my husband open the door. Oh, there he is again. My husband's peeking at us. And so that's what this course is about. You're looking at character and ethics. You're looking at your character and ethics. You're looking at different frameworks. You're considering it. You're turning it over. And you're deciding before this school year starts again, how can I be the best possible me to support all of my clientele? Wherever they're at, wherever they're coming in, whatever they're coming in with, because I've said before, you have a lot of people coming in that have not had modeling of how to regulate when you're dysregulated. And they're watching you in the classroom, and they're watching to see how you're going to behave, how you recover, how you apologize when you recover, and then hopefully they will learn from that with you. Okay? So this week in week 6, you are looking at 2 clips this week. You're looking at social emotional learning. and you're looking at how social emotional learning benefits everyone. And then I also have an article that I'd like you to read called Educating the Whole Child, Social Emotional Learning and Ethics Education. I think both of these clips in this article are quite good and that you will enjoy reading them. You will notice in the look ahead that I have put down your assignment number 5, Character and Ethics in Education Research Paper, and your assignment number 6, Individual Character Analysis. We're in week 6 right now, and looking at the content, you might see it and think that it's a little bit light, but it's like that for a reason, because you need to start working on your paper that's due week 7 this week. You want to take adequate time. You want to make sure that it's a well-written signature assignment. You want to check APA 7. You want to be able to do your references. So start on it this week. Don't wait until the last minute on these last 2 assignments. We're closing in on the end of class now. So you're going to want to go ahead and start writing that paper this week, even though it's not due until Sunday of week 7. Because of the summer schedule, because I was a little bit worried about you getting OWL appointments in time to feel comfortable. And you can still use OWL for this if you feel that you have enough time in the next 2 weeks. If you've got a good draft by the beginning of this week and you want to submit it to OWL, you'll get it back in time by week 7. I've given you a 2-week window on that, so you can do that. However, to create less stress for you, especially during this schedule, I have asked that you use Word Editor. So what you'll do is you'll write your document, you'll save your document, you'll run editor, and then there will be a score that will come up on the side. Go ahead and take a screenshot of that score so that I can see that opening score. That'll show grammar, spelling, all of those types of things, what you need to fix. And then it's just like a number, like a percentage. So just snap it next to your picture and then go ahead and make the corrections, as many of the suggestions that you feel fit for your Word document. Go ahead and make those suggestions for editor and then run it again and then take another screenshot showing me that score, the change. And so you'll turn in your Word doc, a PDF of your Word doc, and 2 screenshots, okay? And that's under deliverables. You'll see that under deliverables. And so this is an educational research paper, so you are you're focusing on character and ethics in your paper. And just make sure that you follow the directions. Remember to click on the directions and follow the directions. And it says, when character and ethics are valued within school environments, positive school climates can transpire. Research has shown that positive school climates can boost student motivation, thereby improving academic achievement. When schools embrace respectful, trusting, caring relationships grounded in core values such as kindness, school climates improve. Providing students with these basic needs can support them in both social emotional growth as well as academic growth. Such an approach towards character education requires intentional planning, which is why you just did your work implementing and adopting how you might go about implementing and adopting something related to your real life experience in school. This paper is a culminating activity that will tie together your learning thus far in a 6 to 8 page paper. That's not counting the title page and the references. In a 6 to 8 page paper, you will identify a theologian, philosopher, practitioner, or psychologist, one of those 4, whom you admire, who has contributed to the body of research on character education / ethical decision making. You will discuss this individual's contributions to the field. Next, you will then explain the importance of character education in our schools, noting why and how this individual's research should be used as the basis for a quality character education program. Consider an ethical framework. We just did that this week, so you're considering an ethical framework that you liked from that list. What would this that could be adopted as part of the character education program? So what ethical framework would you use with that character education program? What would this framework look like? As you write your paper, be sure to justify the teaching of ethics, morals, and values in today's classrooms. It is recommended that you use APA style headings, APA 7 style headings to organize your work. Use a minimum of 3 scholarly references. And let's take out that word recommended and put it's required. So that's what you are doing this week. character and ethics in education research paper. So make sure that when you're going through those directions, always look for all the verbs and all the questions within that, telling you what to do so that you don't miss anything. So it says, identify a person whom you admire, who has contributed to the body of research on character education. Discuss the individual's contributions. Explain the importance of character education in schools. Note why and how this individual's research should be used. Consider an ethical framework that could be adopted. And then the questions. What would this framework look like as you write the paper? So those types of things. So I always tell people to look for those things, circle them, and then make sure that you address all of those in your paper. Okay? So you're going to have your title page, your paper. You're going to use your APA headings for that. It's very easy to look up the APA 7 headings to make sure that you have that correct. You're going to have your references listed. You're going to make sure that there's live links for your references. You're going to submit the Word doc. You're going to submit a PDF of the Word doc, and then 2 screenshots showing me that you used Word Editor to run it first, and then your corrections, and to run it after. Okay? So that's what you're doing this week. I look forward to reading your work, and I want you to have a wonderful week 6. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.